You know, animation isn't just for kids anymore. Over the years, animated movies have made us laugh, cry, question life, and sometimes even wonder, why do these cartoon characters have better emotional depth than we do? From heartwarming adventures to jaw-dropping visuals, some animated films aren't just movies, they're pure art. And today, we're counting down the top 10 must-watch best animated movies of all time, Part 1. So grab your popcorn and maybe a tissue, you'll need it. Sit back and let's dive into a world where imagination truly has no limits. Number 10. The Incredibles, 2004.
Showtime.
What happens when a family of superheroes is forced to live like ordinary people? That's the world of The Incredibles, a perfect mix of action, heart, and hilarious family drama. Mr. Incredible used to save lives every day, but after superheroes are banned, he's stuck in a boring desk job, secretly dreaming of getting back into action. Everything changes when a secret assignment drags him, and soon, his entire family, back into the world of heroism they thought they'd left behind. It's funny, it's emotional, and it perfectly captures that chaos of family life, just with a lot more explosions and capes. From clever humor to jaw-dropping action, The Incredibles proves that being super isn't about powers, it's about showing up for the people you love. With an IMDb rating of 8, The Incredibles is streaming now on Disney+, waiting to remind you that even heroes need family dinners, arguments, and a little bit of saving themselves. Number 9. Wall-E. In a distant future where Earth has become a giant garbage dump, one lonely robot keeps cleaning, day after day, with no one around to even notice. That's Wall-E, the story of a small trash-compacting bot with a big heart. He doesn't say much, but somehow, he makes you feel everything: loneliness, curiosity, love. And when a sleek robot named Eve suddenly drops from the sky, Wall-E's world turns upside down, and what starts as a tiny spark of love becomes one of the most beautiful space adventures ever told. It's funny, it's heartbreaking, and it'll make you care about two robots more than most human couples in movies. With an IMDb rating of 8.4, Wall-E is streaming on Disney+, and trust me, this one will stay with you long after the credits roll. Number 8. Shrek.
There's an arrow in your butt!
Once upon a time, fairy tales were all about handsome princes and perfect princesses, until Shrek showed up and said, "Nah, let's make it weird." This big green ogre lives alone in a swamp, and honestly, he's fine with it, until a bunch of storybook creatures crash his peace and force him on an adventure that's as chaotic as it is hilarious. What starts as a rescue mission turns into a surprisingly deep story about love, friendship, and accepting yourself, warts and all. Packed with sharp humor, killer one-liners, and a soundtrack that still slaps, Shrek redefined animated comedy forever. With an IMDb rating of 7.9, this DreamWorks classic is streaming on Netflix, waiting to remind you that even an ogre can steal your heart, and maybe your swamp too. Number 7. Coco.
Welcome to the land of your ancestors.
Miguel?
We're your family!
You're skeletons! You're alive!
Ever wondered what happens after we're gone? Coco takes that question and turns it into a colorful, emotional, and deeply human journey through the land of the dead. It follows Miguel, a young boy who dreams of becoming a musician, even though his family has banned music for generations. Yeah, imagine growing up in a house where even humming gets you grounded. What starts as rebellion quickly turns into a heartwarming adventure about family, legacy, and remembering the ones who came before us. The visuals are breathtaking, the songs are unforgettable, and the emotions hit harder than Miguel's first guitar strum. With an IMDb rating of 8.4, Coco is streaming now on Disney+, ready to remind you that love and memory can cross even the boundaries of life and death. Number 6. Your Name. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing you're in someone else's body. Not just anyone, a complete stranger, living miles away in a totally different world. That's where Your Name begins. A breathtaking Japanese masterpiece that blends romance, fantasy, and time in a way no other film ever has. The story follows Mitsuha, a small-town girl who dreams of escaping her quiet village life, and Taki, a high school boy living in the bustling city of Tokyo. One day, they mysteriously start switching bodies, and what starts as funny, awkward chaos slowly transforms into one of the most emotional and beautifully written connections in modern cinema. Every frame feels like a painting. Every note in the soundtrack hits right in the heart. The film captures that rare, almost magical feeling of longing for someone you've never met, yet somehow feel deeply connected to. It's not just a love story, it's a story about time, fate, and the invisible threads that tie people together across worlds and lifetimes. With an IMDb rating of 8.4, Your Name is streaming on Amazon Prime Video and Netflix, ready to take you on an unforgettable emotional roller coaster that'll leave you thinking about it long after the credits roll. Number 5. Up.
So long, boys! I'll send you a postcard from Paradise Falls!
If you think adventure ends when you grow old, Up will prove you wrong. This Pixar classic opens with one of the most emotional scenes ever, a wordless montage showing love, loss, and the quiet ache of growing old. The story follows Carl, a 7-8-year-old widower who ties thousands of balloons to his house to fulfill his late wife's dream of visiting Paradise Falls. But his peaceful journey takes an unexpected turn when a talkative Boy Scout named Russell, a chatty dog, and a rare bird join his adventure. More than a story about flying houses, Up is about love, letting go, and finding new meaning even when life seems to stand still. It reminds us that the greatest adventures often come when we least expect them. With an IMDb rating of 8.3, Up is streaming on Disney+, ready to lift your heart sky high. Number 4. Spider-Man: Into the Spider-Verse.
I can teach you to be Spider-Man. I love this burger, so delicious. One of the best burgers I've ever had. You have money, right? I'm not very liquid right now.
I think you're gonna be a bad teacher.
Just when you thought you'd seen every Spider-Man story possible, Into the Spider-Verse swung in and completely changed the game. This isn't Peter Parker's story, it's Miles Morales's, a teenager from Brooklyn who gets bitten by a radioactive spider and discovers he's not the only one. Suddenly, he's thrown into a wild multiverse full of different spider people, from a black and white noir detective to a pig in a superhero suit. Yep, it's as crazy and awesome as it sounds. What makes this movie so special isn't just its plot, it's the groundbreaking animation that looks like a living comic book. Every frame bursts with color, energy, and style. But underneath all the visual chaos is a surprisingly deep message. Anyone can wear the mask, it's the choices you make that define you. With an IMDb rating of 8.4, Spider-Man: Into the Spider-Verse is streaming now on Netflix, ready to pull you into a world where courage, identity, and rhythm collide. Number 3. The Lion King, 1994. Some movies you watch and forget, but The Lion King isn't one of them. It's a timeless masterpiece that feels epic, heartfelt, and deeply personal all at the same time. The story follows Simba, a young lion prince destined to rule the Pride Lands, until tragedy forces him into exile. Lost and broken, he grows up far from home with two unlikely friends, Timon and Pumbaa, learning the true meaning of courage, love, and what it really takes to find your place in the world. With its unforgettable songs, stunning hand-drawn animation, and one of the most powerful coming-of-age stories ever told, The Lion King isn't just a movie, it's a lesson about life, loss, and redemption. And let's be honest, no matter how many times you've seen it, that circle of life opening still gives goosebumps. With an IMDb rating of 8.5, The Lion King is streaming on Disney+, ready to take you back to the savannah where childhood memories, epic music, and raw emotion all roar to life again. Number 2. Toy Story, 1995.
You can't fly.
Yes, I can.
Before Toy Story, animation was just for kids. After Toy Story, it became magic for everyone. This was Pixar's first ever full-length 3D animated movie, and it didn't just make history, it made us look at our toys a little differently. The story follows Woody, a cowboy doll who's always been Andy's favorite, until a shiny new space ranger named Buzz Lightyear shows up. What begins as rivalry slowly turns into one of the most iconic friendships in film history. It's funny, it's heartwarming, and it somehow captures every emotion of growing up: jealousy, loyalty, love, and the fear of being left behind. Toy Story reminds us that even the simplest things, like old toys, can carry the biggest feelings. The humor still lands, the animation still shines, and the message still hits home, no matter how old you are. With an IMDb rating of 8.3, Toy Story is streaming on Disney+, waiting to take you to infinity and beyond. Number 1, Spirited Away, 2001.
Don't be afraid. I just want to help you.
Some movies entertain you, but Spirited Away completely changes how you see animation. Directed by the legendary Hayao Miyazaki, this Studio Ghibli masterpiece isn't just a movie. It's an experience that pulls you into a world that feels magical, mysterious, and deeply emotional all at once. The story follows Chihiro, a 10-year-old girl who accidentally enters a strange spirit world after her parents are turned into pigs. Lost and scared, she's forced to work in a mystical bathhouse run by a witch, surrounded by gods, spirits, and creatures unlike anything you've ever seen. And while that sounds wild underneath it all, it's really a story about courage, identity, and finding strength when everything familiar is gone. Every frame of Spirited Away feels like a painting full of soul, color, and life. The hand-drawn animation, the hauntingly beautiful score, and the quiet moments between chaos all make this film something truly unforgettable. With an IMDb rating of 8.6, Spirited Away is streaming now on Netflix and Max, ready to take you on a breathtaking journey through the spirit world, one that stays with you long after the credits fade. And there you have it, 10 masterpieces that prove animation isn't just for kids, it's storytelling at its purest form. From hand-drawn magic to mind-blowing CGI, these films remind us that emotions don't need realism, just heart. But hey, this was only part 1. There are still so many gems left, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. So if you enjoyed this list, hit that like button, drop your favorite animated movie in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for part 2, dropping very soon. Because let's be honest, sometimes a good animated movie can say more about life than any live-action blockbuster ever could. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.